Year-old boy with a revolver.
WXLT TV, Channel 40, Sarasota, Bradenton. Preview guide. Just one.
Lost media is a topic that I have been enamored by for years, yet have surprisingly not formally gotten into. The thought of disturbing TV broadcasts, audio, and VHS footage that have been lost to time is fascinating. And the links that people go to find them is incredible. So much dark and disturbing content has existed even before the internet, and the aim of this series is to dive into them, their search, and their stories, because, as it turns out, some of the darkest lost media out there seems to have always existed among us.
A presentation of the Christian Television Network. Come and join us for a half hour of fun and games at Joy Junction. Now here's Sheriff Don.
Hi, how you doing? Good to see you.
1980. A show is broadcasting on the Christian Television Network named Joy Junction. It's textbook public access TV, set at the eponymous village and hosted by the town sheriff. Throughout the show's lifespan, the town residents would join in for educational bits about the Bible, and kids were encouraged to take part in various games. It seemed to have been pretty successful during its time, as it was on the air for a few years. Bizarrely, nearly every record and archive of this show ever existing have been wiped though, merely leaving us with a handful of surviving re-uploads on YouTube. This has, admittedly, made it difficult to find any further information about Joy Junction aside from what we can distill from the existing footage. But that's okay, because that's not the main reason we're here anyway.
Hi, everybody. What's happening?
Hey, Ron. Good to see you.
Oh, I've been waiting on you. Oh, I'm sorry I got tied up, Marty, but traffic was heavy and the stores were busy. You know how it is when you go shopping.
One of the show's cast members was a ventriloquist by the name of Ron, and he was present in nearly every episode, joined by his doll Marty.
They're going to come back. Well, I did come back, didn't I? Yeah. I told you I would come back, didn't I? Yeah. And I'm sorry.
Typically, they'd have a quick conversation about whatever the topic of the day was, and it, at least in the surviving archives, appeared to serve as a bridge between two segments of the show. Ron's full name was Ronald Brown, and in the years following the show's eventual end, he launched his own puppeteering company out of Florida called Puppets Plus. On his website at puppetsplus.com, we can observe a myriad of their clients, along with the age groups that he was primarily hired for. Ages 2 to 5, and 6 to 11. Now, at first glance, this seems par for the course in his profession. Children's entertainment was his forte. However, it's when we back up and take a look at Ronald as a person when things begin to sour. You see, throughout the years, Ronald had a strange dynamic with children. For instance, in 1998, he was pulled over for a traffic violation and was found to be in possession of boys' underwear. His excuse was that he used them for his puppets, and he was eventually let off. Other complaints came throughout the 2000s about him giving rides to kids in his church van. Unfortunately, police could never do much because there wasn't any explicit crime being committed. It was incredibly strange, but unfortunately not enough to warrant any sort of arrest. Where things really get nutty though is when we jump to the early 2010s, in which Brown would find himself caught in a web of controversy.
That's why it was so fucking loud. I wonder if I mute this.
In May of 2012, a man named Michael Arnett was arrested after a sting operation. He was charged with the production of, and upon searching his home and computer, they would find chat logs on Yahoo Messenger between he and a person going by the name U.E. Lime. As it turned out, Arnett would produce these images and distribute them to various others online from the username CK3666,
Hello?
Sweet Talker Linda, and Calfkeeper2. You'll notice that U.E. Lime was outward about their desires. They expressed interest in cannibalism, torture, sexual assault, and all of it was directed towards children, even as young as 2. The catch here, though, is that U.E. Lime wasn't just a random person. It was Ronald Brown, his secret online alias in which he'd express his fantasy about the kids he surrounded himself with daily. Let me remind you that this was a man whose entire career, entire life, was centered around associating with kids. Someone who was, at one point, on television in front of thousands. To say that these chat logs were a bad look would be putting it lightly. And yes, the messages you're saying are straight out of the official case file.
Okay. So that shit is echoing a little bit. Yup.
After corresponding with Yahoo.com, authorities were able to track down Ronald Brown and tie his username to a profile on a necrophilia website named cutedeadguys.net. Ronald's profile has been lost to time. However, through his own case report, we're able to find details describing it. On this site, his bio read, "I love them young and dead. I enjoy them fresh, but like to see them displayed in their casket too." And a few snippets from his post history. "I like the blonde boy. Would love to snuff him. Very hot pics. That boy looks dead. I like that one. I'd love to kill them." It's safe to say that at this point, there was more than enough to warrant an arrest. And on July 19th of 2012, that notion would finally become a reality.
Federal marshals arrested a Largo man for possessing and conspiring to kidnap a child. They say he was a puppeteer who performed for children in the Bay Area. News Channel 8's Yolanda Fernandez has been following this story for us. She's joining us live tonight from Pinellas County.
Well, Keith, 57-year-old Ron Brown is here in the Pinellas County Jail tonight. Federal investigators say it was his gruesome and very graphic online chat with the
Brown's house was raided, and scattered across his home were images of pictures of kids being tied up, and even some that appeared to be dead.
What the hell?
Furthermore, agents found
Freaky ass
CDs
nigga, you a
with much of the
69
same
God?
material, a blow-up sex doll
849
dressed in boys' clothes,
697.
a journal he kept about his fantasies dating back to 1978, and even books about serial killers and cannibalism. He was eventually found guilty of possession of and was sentenced to 20 years in federal prison with a lifetime of supervision thereafter. Had he lived out his full sentence, he would be out sometime in 2033. However, as of August of 2020, it's reported that he is now deceased. My heart goes out to the children who had to suffer for the pleasure of this monster and all of those who associated with him. For his entire life, he was calculated and knew what he was doing. His career, his church van favors, his company parties, all a front for some of the darkest desires imaginable. In hindsight, I understand why Joy Junction's records were wiped. It was a show with a good premise and good intentions, I won't deny that. However, now bears a reputation forever stained by the devil, hidden within them.
Hey, what's up?
Before we continue, just a couple quick announcements. First off, I'd like to formally announce my second channel, called Nexpo After Hours. Here, I aim to bring you guys analytical videos about smaller web series and horror video games. Currently, I have an upload about a smaller creepy web series, and I'll be dropping the next one in about 5 minutes from now. So, if you're into that sort of thing, I welcome you with open arms. It's a big creative outlet for me, and we're gonna have some fun. If you're not, however, no sweat. We still got the big projects on main. Second, new merch is now available at crowdmade.com/collection/nexpo. We've got some super cool new designs if you're interested. Link in the description. Lastly, if you're interested in gaining early access to videos, script files, and work-in-progress cuts of upcoming projects, your support would mean the world to me over at patreon.com/nexpo. Of course, it's never expected, but always appreciated as I try to keep these videos sponsor-free. The year is 1928, and a romantic disaster film about Noah's Ark hits theaters. Directed by a man named Michael Curtis, it premieres during a transitional period between silent movies and talkies, or films with actual spoken dialogue. Because of this, it's mostly regarded as a hybrid film with long scenes being played over music, and with it comes a healthy dose of extensive criticism. Most of the backlash is due to its runtime, clocking in at a whopping 2 hours and 15 minutes long, with considerable portions containing awkward dialogue and drawn-out scenes. Sitting through this movie is, to put it lightly, a considerable undertaking. Because of this, the film is pulled for revision, and the cut content is never shown again. A good portion of the cut footage came from what the movie is mostly known for today, and that's the flood scene. can observe a slew of actors fighting their way out of a crumbling temple and towards the Ark to stay alive. It's a grandiose set with a lot going on, and keeping in mind the time period, all of this was pulled off with practical effects. These people were, legitimately, submerged. Some might consider the acting here to be pretty well done. Like I said, this scene is grand, and due to the time period, was all pulled off practically. The thing is, some of these actors weren't actually acting, as during this scene, 3 actors drowned and 1 reportedly lost their leg. This was the result of over 600,000 gallons of water being dumped across the set, something that the film's extras were reportedly unaware of. It's been reported that, before filming commenced, Michael Curtiz was warned against putting so many people in danger. However, he shrugged it off, claiming that the extras were expected to be prepared for anything, and that, quote, they're just gonna have to take their chances. In the original cut of the movie, it's rumored that you could see these deaths happen on screen with a much more fleshed out flood scene. However, since the revisions, that original version is forever considered lost. It's rumored that Curtiz was in pursuit of relentless perfection. He wanted this movie to be grand and authentic. However, in this chase came a loss of life that did not need to happen, leaving Noah's Ark forever stained with an enduring legacy of tragedy.
Man, I'm starting to feel he wasn't fucking with the kid, man. He was gonna hit me yesterday, man.
For a website, a window to the world, got to get online. Take the spin, now you're in with the techno set. You're going through on the internet.
I'm at work, just chilling, man.
On the 2nd of July 2014, an ad was made on Craigslist. It came from an 18-year-old girl named Brooke Slocum and was but a simple request for cash.
I need $50 by 3:30 p.m. today. I can pay you back later tonight, but I need gas and some mess quick. Everyone has bronchitis at my house and I do not want to get sick. I'm 8 months pregnant and my lungs are all squished as is. If you could help, me and my daughter will greatly appreciate it.
This post remained untouched for 10 days.
Damn, for how much? 200?
At 10:08 p.m. on the night of July 12th, Slocum receives an email from a man going by the name Mike's Hard. I can host, what are you thinking? I'm 25. This was a reply to other, separate ads that Brooke made around the same time period, in which she would solicit sex for money. According to her friends, it wasn't willingly, as her then boyfriend, 25-year-old Charles Oppenheer, would coerce her to do this while accompanying her during these meetups. Reluctant, Slocum responds 20 minutes later.
Well, we're looking for donations if possible. Kinda in a tight spot. We have a baby on the way. As far as the fund goes, though, there won't be any mail.
How does $120 sound? I can drive you over here if you need.
No, we can travel, just can't host is all. When and where would you like to meet up?
I like to f*** outside in a park.
You know,
around
I was gonna say,
11:30.
so you know,
That
the only
okay?
reason why I didn't want to do like the sleeping on people's
I don't know. I don't want to get in trouble for indecent exposure or anything. I can't go to jail being 8 months pregnant.
It's cop free. It's a park, but behind it there are lots of woods. No cops at all.
That's why I was...
This last email arrived at 10:59 p.m. and as we can see, Mike's Hard was keen on meeting that same night. Needless to say, Slocum ended up accepting, and their trip to Kazan Park in Wyoming, Michigan
And I was gonna say,
was on.
yeah, I was gonna say, I ain't, cause bro, for real, if we do the hotel, I know we're not about to be in like wherever we stay, we're not about to be there. And that's another reason why they're doing Airbnb or not sleeping.
It's midnight. The couple arrives, with Mike pulling up shortly after. Initially believing this to be another sex meetup, the two approach Mike without much concern.
I mean, that's why I was like, that's why like, we can get a...
Sometime during the next few minutes, Brooke is grabbed, bound and shoved into the trunk of Mike's car. In haste, Charles tries to help, however is unsuccessful, resulting in a violent altercation between the two. It's unclear how long this fight lasted. However, what is certain is that during this, Charles was violently killed. Mike drags his body near the woods, saws his head off, and covers the remains with sticks. And without so much of a single witness, he jumps in his car, and alongside Charles' head and Brooke Slocum stowed behind him, drives off into the night. After realizing that Oppenhier's car had not moved in days, police began probing on his whereabouts. When asked, his parents drummed up nothing, his work nothing. No one knew where he was, but his car was there. And so they began searching the park on July 17th, 5 days after the incident with Mike's Hard. Upon scouring the wooded area that lined its back end, they then discover a headless body under some brush. And it was later identified as Charles Oppenier. In the coming hours, it was realized that Oppenier wasn't single, and his girlfriend, too, was missing. In haste, authorities obtained a search warrant for her apartment and began searching her laptop. On it, there were a myriad of conversations. However, one thread from Mike's Hard stood out among the rest. The Internet Crimes Against Children unit was called in for analysis on the real name behind the alias, and they found that this address was tied to another email which was tied to a Facebook for a man not named Mike, but Brady Ostrike. They stake out near his home while they await a search warrant. There wasn't enough evidence for an arrest warrant by this point, so that was a frustrating roadblock. The hours ticked by without much happening. However, around 9 p.m. on the night of July 17th, Brady would be spotted jumping into his car and leaving his home. A few moments later, he's stopped by a nearby officer. Before they could get to him, though, he takes off, leading to a grueling pursuit. Eventually, he loses control and crashes into a civic barrier.
But we play games, bro. We're not
As the officers pull up for apprehension, however,
we
he
play no
on the head and falls forth to his death.
I'm not gonna play that shit. I'm not gonna play that bullshit. I ain't gonna lie. Niggas is way too good at that.
I was gonna say, let me find out you be playing Bill. You seem like the type
A few
of
seconds
hop
later,
on this
police
shit,
approach
like,
and search his
Bill.
vehicle.
I'll be building. I got a
In
build.
it was 31-year-old
I mean, I'll be
Brady
building too,
Ostrike,
but like, I feel like
dead
your
in the
L
front
would be
seat.
like
And
cracked.
in the trunk, stuffed
I
within
feel
a
like, I don't
suitcase,
know.
was 18-year-old Brooke Slocum and her unborn daughter,
You know your L
both
younger,
of
you know
whom
what I'm
were
saying? He went to
deceased.
school with them young niggas that was building
Upon
crazy
searching
and
Oestreich's
shit,
home
building
shortly
mansions
after,
and shit.
they discovered a plethora of ropes, knives,
But he went to
swords,
school with them
cages,
niggas, bro.
traps, and bizarre writings that make little to no sense
Niggas
at
would be
all.
at school just talking about
His
this
toilet
Fortnite
was
battle going on, bro.
inoperable,
I'm like,
and
shut
the
the
entire
fuck up, bro.
place was nothing short of
I don't
rancid.
give a damn about that shit. How you build better than somebody.
Bro, it's crazy, bro. Fortnite came out when I
Most
was
interesting
in
of
college,
all,
bro.
however,
I
was the
remember.
discovery of cameras.
We was on that shit.
As it turned out, he had them all over his home so he could document his actions. And what you're seeing here is Oestreich as he prepares the basement he kept Slocum in for those agonizing 5 days.
Bro, how many?
Now,
Have
there
y'all been in the
exists
same
footage
game
showing
this whole
Brady
time?
Oestreich's grueling torture of Brooke Slocum. However,
I
you'll
got
never see
back
it.
in the dealer's
The police department has gone on record
Bro,
to
that's
say
crazy,
they
bro.
will never
I've
release
just been
it,
dancing
however
in the
describing
lobby. I was
it
like,
as
bro,
something
ain't no
straight
way
out
these
of a
niggas
nightmare.
doing this.
During the time Slocum was captive, and even when police were right outside the home, she was locked in handcuffs with a chain around her neck. Reportedly, Oestreich had bound her arms to the ropes hanging from the ceiling and left her dangling while he sexually assaulted and tortured her before strangling her to death. All of this was captured on film.
So we got a full force squad? Or the
Years later, Oppenhier's head was found off some back roads, 17 miles north of Kazan Park. It's a chilling end to a disturbing online saga.
Bro, I was about to
It
say too. I don't know how to fucking
really drives home the fact that you really don't know who it is you're meeting with on Craigslist, dating apps, OfferUp, what have you, until you actually come face to face.
What the fuck? This shit.
What began as a simple request for just $50 had led to the loss of 3 lives following a days-long nightmare orchestrated by a depraved man. The torture footage is, as of 2022, considered indefinite lost media that may never see the light of day. However, considering what exactly it entails, I don't think we'd really want it to.
Coast is the one. Coast Federal. Win Armstrong for Coast Federal.
WXLT TV, Channel 40, Sarasota, Bradenton.
Here with you on ABC with you.
The year is 1972, and a reporter named Christine Chabuk eagerly lands a job at WXLT Channel 40 in Sarasota, Florida. Initially hired as a reporter, she was reassigned to a spot named Suncoast Digest, a local affairs segment that ran at 9 a.m. every Saturday. During her time there, she'd become attracted to a fellow reporter named George Ryan, and would seek his attention by baking him cakes and expressing a desire to hang out. When she realized that he was already romantically involved with another coworker, however, it was detrimental to her self-image, as Christine historically had difficulty finding love. According to her family, she'd go on dates with various men throughout the years, however had trouble connecting socially with them. On top of this, by 1973, Chabuk underwent surgery to have one of her ovaries removed, and as a result, her doctors began to pressure her, claiming that if she wasn't able to conceive within 2 to 3 years thereafter, she may never be able to.
He switched his character.
The following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
Super spy Fred Flintstone is off on the trail of the mysterious Green Goose, a master of deception.
Tonight we begin with the death of a man armed with scissors. He was shot by police 24 times.
Do something. Get him to do something about the problem. Meantime, they say they're going to back the leafleting up with a meeting this Friday with city and state officials.
Good evening. More than 100 people were reported dead in a plane crash near New York's Kennedy Airport this afternoon. The plane was an Eastern Airlines 727 nearing the end.
As 1974 approached, Chabuk witnessed a shift in news methodology. Christine always had a desire to pursue what she believed to be high-impact stories about issues affecting the community. However, WXLT executives were leaning more towards stories that were juicier, per se, utilizing fear and sensationalism to drive viewership, in turn generating revenue. The news she was tasked with reporting began to shift further and further towards spectacle and shock, and she frequently rallied against this, to no avail. Resultingly, she became stuck in a mindset in a world that she was growing to hate. Her professional life, her personal life.
Thank you.
Everything around her.
You in the chat?
Have a nice one. Stay warm.
Go join it through your phone. Like your phone, your phone.
Good evening, I'm Steve Newman, and this is Channel 40 Weather Watch. It's going to be even cooler tonight than tomorrow night than tonight. The reason for this, with the passage of the cold front today, when we picked up some showers, skies have cleared very nicely. And as a result...
On the 15th of July, 1974, Christine enthusiastically entered the station. Instead of opening Suncoast Digest traditionally, however, she claimed that there was a newscast she had to read to open it. Something that hadn't been done hitherto. She takes her seat at the news desk, and for the first 8 minutes, opens her segment about 3 national news stories and a shooting that took place the day prior. Following this, a film reel of the shooting was supposed to play, but had jammed, leaving a few moments of dead air. In response, Christine apologized for the error before taking out a script she had handwritten and reading to the viewers.
Bro, Jans, who was you before you switched to that pig nigga?
John Pork?
Nah, you was a nigga from My Hero.
Oh, this nigga?
Yeah, is that a nigga? No, nigga, not that nigga. He had purple hair and shit.
Purple hair.
He had like
this nigga?
Bro, what the fuck is you talking about?
A man by the name of David Wynn in the parking lot of Fairview Tavern.
Bro, he had a blindfold on, bro.
Woodward was actually in the home in satisfactory condition at Sarasota Memorial Hospital. The second attempted armed robbery in a week has involved law enforcement officers from both Sarasota and Manatee County. Last week, teenage gunmen held up the highway bar and after a shootout in high-speed automobile chase, held a family hostage and finally were nabbed by Sarasota Sheriff's deputies. Early Sunday morning, the Ethan Bottle restaurant north of Sarasota Bradenton Airport on US 41
We're waiting on the radio.
of an attempted armed robbery and shooting. TV40 newsman Bob Peterson was on the scene shortly after it began, and he filed his report. Sorry, for those of you who saw...
Bro, who's the fucking purple nigga, Jans?
Last night, we did have a film report
No,
and
nigga.
a commentary by Bob Peterson.
He was like a nigga. He looked like he was from My Hero. This nigga went through every character besides the nigga.
As of this morning, Race Foster, who was shot in that incident, is in satisfactory condition at Sarasota Memorial Hospital. In keeping with the WXLT
That nigga.
immediate and
Who's that nigga? What's that nigga?
blood and guts news,
Bro, chill out.
what is believed to be a television first. In living color, exclusive coverage.
That's what I was telling you about, Yoel.
At this moment, Christine drew a Smith & Wesson revolver that she had hidden in her bag, placed it behind her right ear, and fired, immediately falling forward onto her desk. In a frantic response, the tech directors quickly faded the broadcast to black and scrambled to play a movie thereafter.
You know what JJK does? Like what this nigga can do?
Calls began to flood in, with viewers questioning the authenticity of what they just witnessed, with some believing that this was just a morbid joke or a prank. However, it was far from it. She was rushed to Sarasota Hospital, and back at the station, the news director, Mike Simmons, had discovered 2 pages of a script left behind by her. The first page contained what we heard prior, however the second was a follow-up, intended to be read by a third party.
Did some nigga just go so fast that like he just beat it?
Today, Christine Chibuk during a live broadcast. She was rushed to Sarasota Memorial Hospital, where she remains in critical condition. Surprisingly, Christine's prediction turned out to be correct. Not only because she was at that very hospital, but because she remained in critical condition for 14 hours until her eventual death. Christine's body was cremated and spread in the Gulf of Mexico, marking the end of a life full of despair. To those around her and to her loved ones, however, an agonizing void was left that would forever go unfilled. Reportedly, only one tape of this incident existed and was kept by Bob Nelson, the station's owner. After his death, his wife Molly would inherit it before handing it over to a law firm for good. As of now, this is where it lies, and for the foreseeable future, may never see the light of day.
Now, do you want Demon Slayer?
Yeah.
You finished it?
Unfortunately.
Didn't even finish. Yeah. The last that movie is so well. So I haven't watched a single episode of Demon Slayer.
We will return after these messages.
Yeah.
Good morning.
To preface this last entry, I'd like to state from the onset that the following could be absolutely nothing. The answer could be completely mundane. However, the footage in this section has personally stood out to me because of how bizarrely out of place it is and how little info there is about it. I was gonna put it in the next disturbing things. However, I think it fits better here. Let us begin. It's the 1980s.
Can we all go aliens? That looks so good. You got a game in?
Beetlejuice makes its debut. Journey, Survivor, Guns N' Roses, and our favorite Rick Astley are on the airwaves. And over on a stand-up comedy show named Evening at the Improv, a child actor turned musician named Corey Feldman is world premiering his latest track, Something in Your Eyes.
Let's all go aliens.
Oh yeah, I forgot you could do that.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to start the show off tonight a bit differently than usual. What I'm going to do is I'm going to world premiere my song that I just finished writing and producing with Michael Damian from my new movie Dream a Little Dream with Jason Robards. It's called Something in Your Eyes. I'm going to do it right now.
As we can see, he had a mixed reaction.
Damn, bro, why I got a match, bro?
Clearly lip-syncing and taking inspiration from Michael Jackson, he employs dance moves in a musical style that attempts to emulate them. Upon looking through comments about him on YouTube, it's clear that history hasn't exactly been kind to Feldman. But that's beside the point. The reason I bring this video up in the first place is because towards the song's end, Feldman's producer makes an incredibly strange cutaway to something that is very out of place for a video like this. Have a look.
Space God, you got the Halo 3
for y'all niggas.
You got the Halo joint.
What is this?
What the fuck? It didn't put.
And why
the fuck it take my fucking suit off?
Nowhere in this song does Feldman make any sort of mention about a woman being bound to a pool table. And after performing a cursory scan of his other music videos, cutaways like this never happen again. This seems eerily out of place, and discussion about this is painstakingly few and far between. The only mentions I could find about it were from Reddit and a few YouTube comments. However, none of them garnered much attention. Their sources are pretty much non-existent. With that being said, let's circle back to the footage so we can break it down ourselves.
Everyone's hitbox is the same. Yeah.
As we can see, the video of this woman was patched in post-production. Unlike the other cutaways that happened prior, this one has a different border. It's in black and white, and seems to be slightly lower quality than his music video. In the footage, we have a woman with brown or black hair tied up on each corner of the pool table, is in what appears to be a small room with a swinging light above her, and seems to be moving because of discomfort. To me, this footage could be one of three things. Either it's a scene from an obscure movie, a cut of a film, or it could be from a legitimate film. Personally, I believe it's one of the first two, given how obvious this cutaway is on something that's been seen by hundreds, if not thousands, of people. If this were truly as sinister as it's been rumored, it would be a pretty stupid move to put it there.
Okay, I have two people.
Regardless, this cutaway is one of the weirdest edits I have ever seen, and I'm still struggling to drum up a reason as to why it's there in the first place. I'm curious if you know anything about this, if you've seen it before, if you've heard about it, anything. This is a weird little mystery, and this is where I'm calling for your help.
Come in, yo.
Who is the woman on the
I
table?
dropped my gun and all my ammo out there. Oh, I can't make it to the cell. Come here. It's right for you got back up. Don't pick up my ammo over
Even
there.
apart from the internet, the world is dark. So many pieces of media have been forgotten and lost to time, and in this series, I aim to document and bring those back to light. Thank you so much for joining me in this first installment of The Darkest Lost Media. I truly appreciate each and every one of you for taking the time out of your day to watch my videos, and I truly apologize for the delay on this one. I had to completely rework a section due to copyright issues, so it set me back pretty badly. Nonetheless, I really hope you guys like this. I made this series with the goal of it standing toe-to-toe with disturbing things in terms of quality, and I'm thrilled to keep this going if you would have me. That said, if you have any creepy suggestions for future installments for this series, and even disturbing things from around the internet, feel free to shoot me an email at dtfaisubmissions@gmail.com. Thank you again for watching. I'll see you on the next one. I love you all.
Was that a sniper?
And good night.
Back up while y'all.
Maybe we can take this bus.
Yeah, you got this paper down. We got the reboot van on wheels.
No ass nigga. You lucky I got stuck.
Security tells me they do not expect a third raid of Ronald Brown's trailer home in Largo, at least not anytime soon. At this hour, bags of possible new clues seized late last night are headed for a crime lab. Agents can't tell us what's in those bags yet. The 57-year-old puppeteer is accused of crimes against children. Authorities say Brown had pictures of boys with their hands and feet bound. Brown's already appeared in federal court where detectives say he admitted to chatting with another man online about cooking children and eating their remains.
I don't know where we're going. We're just a little in there. Johnson. Big ass head in the way, bro. I can't see shit.
Some shield right here. Where they shooting from?
Bro, this nigga running from me, bro. That's what's happening.
Behind us?
You go that way?
Got his bitch ass.
They're like far. Someone's running up. Someone's right here.
right. No, I did it 3 times. So I see it for 98. This nigga running backwards. This nigga walking through her line. 38 ounce. He's over here. Yeah. Holy shit. Knock 1. Knock 2. Knock this rock, knock this rock. What? Good. He was dead, he was dead. Holy shit, there's a hella loot. This is Loot Lake right here, for real. This sniper is amazing. This nigga was healing, trying to get revived their teammate. I sniped him. One time.
That nigga's off the powder?
No, I think I might have a respiratory infection. Yeah.
There's something about lost media that's so incredibly unsettling. The idea of a piece of recorded history being effectively lost to time, cementing even the most mundane footage, TV shows, and even video games into the realm of mystery. It seems that each and every day, new relics of decades past are being remembered, spreading like wildfire to all the others who also vaguely remember it too. A year ago, I brought you through 5 of the darkest pieces of lost media that I could find. However, it was
don't underestimate my
actually out there.
my bald niggas, man. They be rapping now.
Thousands of disturbing pieces of forgotten media, all with their own stories, their own significance,
Why you
and
ain't
their
got
own
your hair
intricate
done?
details that cement them as some of the darkest in existence.
Like, that's stupid as hell. How you gonna ask a bald nigga why he ain't got his hair done?
Diving back in. This is the darkest mod.
You ever seen those reverse bald fades, bro? Reverse bald. Yeah, you think that's the
You talking about bald? It is blue as hell right now. Oh, I'm getting sniped at.
It's the 31st of May 2013, and the town of El Reno, Oklahoma is silent. It's a Friday like any other, except for
What the fuck? Why is the circle a triangle right now?
There's some music, man.
Y'all see this shit?
I got no good music.
National Weather Service in Norman has issued a tornado warning for southwestern Oklahoma County and central Oklahoma, southeastern Canadian County and central Oklahoma until 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 6:23 p.m. Central Daylight Time, National Weather
As the early evening approaches, alerts ring in about a potential multiple vortex tornado that may touch down in the area. It's something meteorologists haven't seen before. It's unprecedented.
I don't know. I was like, what the fuck is you doing, bro? This nigga was on some bullshit.
At 6:03 p.m., an EF3 monster touches down around 8 miles southeast of El Reno, Oklahoma.
I'm about to park up here.
Rapidly, it swells in size, becoming more violent by the minute. It mostly remains over open fields, a good thing for the neighboring towns and cities. However, for those with the passion for chasing super cells like this, the outcome was far more disastrous.
I ain't fucking jump out, bro. Damn, what be doing that bullshit?
Whole squad on me.
He's right there, he's right there. almost dead. I did 81.
In the mid-2000s, a team of storm chasers going by the alias Twist-X was formed under the Discovery Channel, headed by a man named Tim Samaras.
Hey, them niggas low though.
It involved a group of 10 scientists with the
It's a
goal
reboot
of
van
chasing
over
and
here. If it
documenting
is,
the
I'm gonna call
dynamics
to
of
it and
various
revive
superstorms,
myself.
utilizing numerous vehicles outfitted
nobody
with weather
died.
probes. If you're a fan of the show Storm Chasers, then
Damn,
you've likely seen them in action,
took the
as
whip.
they were heavily involved in seasons 3 through 5 around the turn of the decade.
Hey, revive me, Yoel. Revive me, Yoel.
On the night of the
Right
El
here.
Reno tornado, Tim Samaras,
This nigga running away
along
from
with
me.
2 other members, a videographer named Paul Samaras and a meteorologist named Carl Young, were dispatched in one of the crew's Chevrolet Cobalts with the goal of deploying a weather drone in hopes of capturing atmospheric and seismic data. Ironically, being considered one of the safest storm chasers in the industry, Samaras was up for the task. And so, he and his crew decided to pursue the El Reno tornado, unaware of just how volatile it would soon become.
I'm gonna keep going.
Now it's mesmerized.
Multiple vortex.
There's another one right here too. Someone on it. Yeah, we're dead. I did.
If anyone finds blue health, let me know.
You don't need these no more, Yoel?
No, I picked another one up.
I got more in it.
As the minutes pass, the vortex rapidly changes direction.
Hey, somebody got this gun?
It ramps up speed, and it grows to a size never before seen. At its widest, it attains a diameter of 2.6 miles, cementing it as the single largest tornado by surface area ever recorded. Regardless, the Twist-X team approaches it with their plan of deploying that weather drone before getting out of there as fast as possible. They begin their drive towards the highway in hopes of heading south towards its direction. However, to their surprise, the tornado rapidly and unexpectedly turns straight towards them. In the following minutes, they do everything they can to turn around, to get away from this beast of nature. However, before they know it, the storm overtakes them, leaving the 3
I
men
don't think nobody picked it up. Fuck that shit.
helpless inside.
Taking us out of the circle, so.
As the car's picked up, Carl and Paul are ejected from the vehicle, while Tim remains trapped inside.
I gotta wait.
And with nowhere to turn during this entire ordeal, all 3 of them tragically lose their lives.
Players remaining.
Is there a gas station?
So one more team.
Is there a gas station down there?
I don't know, but this.
RFD has wrapped 360 degrees around it.
While others ran away,
Amazing sight.
Tim Samaras ran towards.
It's just totally unbelievable
They might be
what's
reviving their
happened,
niggas though.
because it should never have happened to Tim.
There's another one.
2 days later, and half a mile away, the bodies of Paul and Carl are found, and not far from them, their vehicle, with Tim still inside. After a search, authorities find their belongings spread throughout a nearby creek bed, one of which being a camera belonging to Carl. Remarkably, it was still in working condition, and recorded onto it were the final moments of everyone in that vehicle. To this day, only a very select handful of people have been given access to this video, one of which being the crew's close friend named Gabe Garfield. Since the incident, he's gone on record to state that while viewing it, he could hear Carl describe how, quote, eerily calm the air became around them in the moments prior to their death. Immediately after, Tim Samaras retorts, "Actually, I think we're in a bad spot." Before his final words, "We're going to die," echo over and over through their radio. As far as it's known, this footage has never been released publicly, nor are there any plans to. Interestingly though, On YouTube, we're able to find a second view of the TwistX team in the moments before the incident. Though, as they continue down their path, they're unknowingly heading right into...
If they start rebooting, don't they make a sound?
This 3-mile monster.
It's a reboot van right there, so somebody just watched that
on the right.
Where's the other one?
Take a right.
Right next to each other.
Yep. Right on 81.
Okay, so they over there.
Y'all trying to hit the rift?
Yes, we can hire me.
Yeah, wherever y'all go, I'm just gonna drive the truck to it.
And then we can still get hired.
Oh, there's 2 right here.
I've never had anybody tell me to go slow before. Totally missed the check. What did you say?
Where are
Tell me if you want to come up and take the lead.
Well,
Do you want
I
to
forgot you
take
could
the
drive
lead?
a truck in the rift.
I see him. He's right
Mark.
here. He's right here. He's right in front of he's running to the grass. He's by himself. Right into this building.
Where the fuck is
He's on top. He's on top. Yeah. Get his ass. He fell down with him.
Got him.
me and Jalen all the way to the other side and shit? This nigga.
I was just saying, maybe, why was he by, he was by his fucking self. Did he down though? Somebody shoot me.
I'm on his ass.
Nobody else running with his ass. He came from that hill though. They're right behind a rock or tree over here.
Fuck. I'm down. He's right here. He's low.
To this day, this snippet is some of the last remaining public footage of their team, and carries a haunting legacy of just how dangerous the profession of storm chasing can really be. The demise of the TwistX team was caused by a phenomenon entirely unexpected. What began as just another day chasing just another storm had devolved into one of the most nightmarish scenarios one could ever find themselves in. And whether or not this footage ever sees the light of day, it's irrefutably tragic that multiple families were broken apart that night by this unstoppable behemoth.
It just says that. It just says that because it's 5 people.
Of nature.
It says you ready, but you just in the lobby.
On my health bar, it shows all 4 of y'all except for me, and then on the bottom where it says who's ready, it shows me and everyone but Kurt.
I mean, we'll see.
I mean, everybody ready is.
Well, I see you dancing over there.
It just does that because, you know what I'm saying, this 5 seems removed. You know what I'm saying? Take your pick.
I got a crown.
Hello everyone, quick thing. Today's video is actually sponsored by the lovely people over at
Nigga, this ain't shit, bro.
Hundreds of thousands of retirees have had their personal information leaked after a massive data breach.
American Airlines and Southwest say they've notified more than 8,000 people who applied to become a pilot after a data breach to a third-party vendor.
House leaders say the impact of the health data breach impacting members of Congress and their staff could be more extensive than previously known.
One of the most important facets of the online experience today is privacy, which ironically seems to be escaping us more and more as companies shave increasingly intrusive bits of information from us. That's why I'd like to thank today's sponsor, Incogni. In the modern day, your online data has become one of the most valuable bits of information out there, and data brokers are circling like vultures to get it. With full names, IPs, emails, and even home addresses being but a fragment of your info out there, removing it from every service alone would take you years? That's why Incogni is such a valuable tool for me, because it takes the busy work out of it and gives me peace of mind knowing that I have a team working behind the scenes to help remove my personal info off the internet. One of my favorite aspects about Incogni is its ease of use. In less than 5 minutes, I'm up and running, as it begins to hunt for and request takedowns of my information while I go about my daily life making videos for you guys. It's the peace of mind it offers that makes this service worth it. And to be honest, I think everyone should have Incogni in their corner, fighting for their privacy. Go to
I'm the best healer there
incogni.com/nexpo.
is.
Use code NEXPO for an exclusive offer of 60% off. That's incogni.com/nexpo and use code NEXPO or click the link below to take your
But
personal
you gotta
data
understand,
on
bro.
the market.
I switched
Thank you
from
again to Incogni.
DPS to healer,
Now,
but
back to the show.
hell yeah.
Ain't nobody fuck with Justice Shark.
I be fucking up Justice Sharks in my lobbies. I be headhunting these niggas.
On the evening of March 9th, 2001, in the small village of Rotenburg, Germany, a man lies deceased
This nigga got
in
the
a
real
bathtub.
John Wick.
He's been here for 3 hours.
Y'all ever ate some
and is lying
Andy
in a
Caps
pool
cheddar
of his own
fries?
blood. His reproductive organs are gone. His throat is wide open. And needless to say, this scene is absolutely revolting.
It's snowing, it's coming down, it's snowing, man. I'm telling you, man. It look like a last Zone 6 polar bear.
Appealing to some of the most depraved types of people out there were a myriad of websites centering on very specific fetishes and interests. And the one that rose to mainstream prominence during the early 2000s was named none other than Cannibal Cafe. It appealed to, well, cannibals, those who legitimately desired to consume other human beings. And what festered here was a cesspool of pedophilia and vorophilia that went unchecked for years. The website staunchly claims that everything posted here is all fantasy. But is it really? In early 2001, a man going by nothing more than Frankie makes numerous posts to the Cannibal Cafe. He's searching for what he calls a young slaughter boy and has a peculiar request. I'm searching for a young boy between 18 and 25 years old. If you have a normal body, I'll butcher you and eat your flesh. It was a disturbingly simple, to-the-point inquiry, and this post sat here, floating in the vast ocean that is the internet, for days. As Frankie's post garnered slivers of attention, willing volunteers trickled in. When it really came down to it, though, all of them ended up backing out. But there was one that didn't. A computer engineer named Bernd Brandis expresses to Frankie that he has a very specific fetish. It isn't for consuming others, but for the exact opposite. He wants to be consumed, and he wants Frankie to be the one to do it to him. Over the next few days, the two exchange contact information by email, and it's here where Brandis learns that the name Frankie is nothing but an alias. This man's real name is Armin Meiwes, and he's ready to meet as soon as possible. It's the night of March 9th, and Brandis is on his way to Armin's home.